After more than 3 days of riveting testimony, a murder trial stemming from last year's graduation day shooting in Richmond has come to a swift and sudden end. Good evening, I'm Bill Fitzgerald.
And I'm Janine Samuels. The suspect in this case had argued that self-defense led to the bloodshed outside of the Altria Theater last June. But shortly after taking the stand himself, his attorneys entered into a plea deal with prosecutors, pleading guilty to first-degree murder and a felony gun charge.
And we have full team coverage tonight. Our Tyler Lane is standing by to explore the questions that remain in this case. But we start with our Elizabeth Holmes, who was one of the first reporters on the scene the day of the shooting, and she's been in the courtroom all week covering the case for us. Liz?
Bill, the judge called this a difficult tragedy. Amari Pollard's attorneys really tried to make this a self-defense case, saying that Amari Pollard acted because it was from fear for his life. However, based on the evidence, that argument had holes poked all over it. The judge agreed, and that's what caused Pollard to plead guilty. A 4-day trial ending in 20-year-old Amari Pollard pleading guilty to the death of Shawn Jackson and use of a firearm in the commission of a felony. Pollard took the witness stand Thursday, maintaining that he shot Jackson out of self-defense, citing previous threats Jackson and his friend group made before the June 6 graduation and that day. However, each party agreed that Amari Pollard did shoot Shawn Jackson 6 times. Evidence from a medical examiner's office showed Jackson was shot from behind at least once. The Commonwealth also maintained that video evidence from that day showed Pollard moving around Monroe Park to put himself in a position to shoot Shawn Jackson 6 times. Both sides agreed that Shawn Jackson was not armed at the time of the shooting. After Pollard finished his testimony, the judge himself said that he saw no evidence of self-defense, so that the jury should not consider it during deliberations, and that was likely the significant contributing factor to the plea deal.
What really was important about this case was the fact that this was a murder that happened at a public high school graduation in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the afternoon, with hundreds of people around. And the fact that the defendant had so little regard for completely innocent bystanders and children and women and people who are celebrating their loved ones' graduations, that he had so little regard for that, that he brought a weapon and used it in the midst of that crowd, is really what I want people to take away from this.
Now, Pollard pled guilty before a judge, so this never made it in front of a jury. Now, Pollard has been sentenced for 40 years. 25 of those will be active. We have not gotten a comment from Shawn Jackson's family, from Pollard's family, or from his attorneys at this time. In Richmond, I'm Elizabeth Holmes, CBS 6 News.
Thank you, Liz. And while this sentencing answers some questions, more remain. Our Tyler Lane joins us with those details. Tyler?
Yeah, hey there, Bill. First, I just want to let you guys know that we have heard from Richmond Public Schools within the past hour. RPS says that they hope the conclusion of this trial brings peace to Shawn Jackson's family, and they add, quote, "Far too many children in our community continue to be impacted by gun violence every day. We plead with all of Richmond to continue working by any means necessary to eliminate this devastating epidemic and its root causes. We owe that to Shawn and to all the children and youth of this city. And while today's outcome is significant, you have to remember that it only finds Amari Pollard guilty of shooting one person, Shawn Jackson. There were 6 other people who were shot that day, and after 4 days of listening to evidence and testimony, it's still not entirely clear who will be held accountable for what happened to those 6 people. That includes Renzo Smith, Jackson's own stepfather, who also died on June 6. Now, experts testified that the bullets found in Renzo Smith's body were not even tied to Pollard's gun. We did also learn that 2 juveniles, Jamon Flowers and Dominique Fowler, have been charged with the reckless handling of a firearm, which is a misdemeanor, in connection to this June 6 shootout. However, we don't know if their charges are directly connected to the shooting victim. So this afternoon, we asked Commonwealth's Attorney Colette McKeachin about that. Ms. McKeachin, you said that today brings justice to Shawn Jackson and his family, but as we know, there were 6 other victims involved in this incident. Do you think there will be justice for those victims?
That's why I don't want to respond to another comment. There are still ongoing investigations, and I just don't want to make any further comment about those situations.
And so I followed up and I asked Ms. McEachin if her office would be prosecuting those gun charges against Fowler and Flowers, and she responded by saying she did not want to talk about what her office would be doing, but she did want to confirm that there are pending charges. So we'll continue to follow up on this and continue to try to answer those remaining questions. Here at the John Marshall Courthouse, I'm Tyler Lane, CBS 6 News.